Have you ever wanted artboards inside of Photoshop, much like Illustrator or Sketch or an old app called Freehand? I'm going to show you how. So the first thing you want to do is you want to select your layer. Then you go to Layer, and then you go New, and you can go Artboard from Layers. Boom. And it'll set the artboard to a preset, or you could choose a custom preset, but it'll select one that matches your document's dimensions. You can rename it something like iPad Doodle. Okay. And nothing seems to have changed that much. You'll see that you have this iPad Doodle artboard name over here. You can hide that. Fantastic. So we've got one artboard. Whoop-de-doo. How do we create another one? So you just tap on this iPad Doodle or artboard name and you press plus. Now you can either press plus to the left or to the right, top, bottom, whatever. So now you've got an artboard that's the same size. How do we resize an artboard? Well, we go for our properties panel, or we go Windows and we scroll down to properties and select it there. So we can change this width to like 800. I'm going to press tab and it goes to the height. Now when I'm typing in the height, you won't be able to see anything. I'm typing 600 here and I'm pressing enter. There we go. The reason why you can't see the height is because it's made for mobile pages. So you can just resize that really easily. So I'm going to undo that. This is a dribble size artboard. And now I want to put my artwork onto this artboard too. So I'm going to create a smart object from this layer. I'm then going to duplicate it. So Command J. I'm then going to drag it into the dribble artboard. And then voila, it just pops up over here. So by default, it crops it really nicely. This may not be what you want though. So let's Command T. Let's resize it. I'm holding Shift so it retains the proportions. And let's resize it like that, 800 by 600. I'm going to press enter. So now we've got these two artboards. They're going to export at different sizes. I could create another artboard still. I could then duplicate this again, Command J, just drag it to artboard number 1, Command T, and this would be a cropped version. Pretty cool, right? So now you've got these bunch of artboards. Don't forget to save your work. I'm going to export them now. So a couple of options. You could say export and artboards to files or artboards to PDF. This is really helpful. So let's go for artboards to files. We can select destination. I'm going to choose my desktop. I'm going to open that up. You can add a prefix. You can include overlapping areas, which I don't really want to do. Otherwise, I wouldn't really be using artboard. So let's go for artboard content only. I want to include the background in the export. Yes. And you can choose your file type. And there's a whole bunch of other options here. So we go run. And just like that, you'll see that on my desktop, I now have these 3 versions. Fantastic. The other way to export things is to go File, Export, and then we want to go to Export As. And this is really cool because every single artboard you can change the format from a PNG to a JPEG to whatever you want. You can opt for transparency on one and not on the other. You can change one to a JPEG and another one to a PNG. You can change the size to at 2x, which is really cool. You can add a suffix, also really cool. So let's just go export all, and we'll go to desktop again, open that up, and you'll see that, hey, now this one's named Artboard 1, there's the dribble one, and there's the iPad Doodle. Super cool, really easy to export a bunch of images, a bunch of artboards, and now you don't have to resize in Photoshop. It's really, really helpful. So that's artboards inside of Photoshop. I hope this helps a lot. It makes my workflow a lot easier.